Time to change the microwave. It's a relatively easy process. Remove the glass tray. Unplug. You typically have 2 screws or bolts up top that hold it in and a back plate. Obviously, I've changed this one before. We're going to replace this one because it doesn't match the other ones. As you can see, these bolts are really long. The hope is we don't have to change the back plate. It's probably a good idea to put a blanket down or a towel down on the countertop, depending on what you have, just to prevent it from getting scratched. Now I've taken the microwave out of the box and just set up on the counter. Most of them come with the blower attached to blow either through a vent or outside the wall. So we don't have that, so we have to take this apart, take this motor out, and flip it around. And then put this cover plate here and attach it like so. It's real simple. It's not too hard, any homeowner can do it. Now it does help if you have someone to help you. It does make a big difference, but I'm by myself, so you can do it alone. Unfortunately, the back plate I have installed, because it's a different manufacturer, is going to be different. Since I've already had a microwave installed, I don't have to find the center of the cabinet. If you don't have one installed already, you will have to find the center of the cabinet. That's in the instructions. They use a plumb bob or just measure and, do the best you can. In order to swap the motor, there's 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Take those 4 screws out. This piece will drop back and then slop up a little bit. See that catch right there? It goes in that groove right there. Take that out. Then we're going to remove the motor. We're going to flip it around so it blows to the front. This is the blanking plate you would remove if you have vented wall. Just slides up. Take off these 2 pieces here. The motor would stay in the same position. Insert this and slide it forward, put your 4 screws back in, and the blanking plate just slides in like so. And it's got a little nipple right here that'll catch it so it won't fall back out. There's an extra screw in the box to put in the center here to hold this guy in. Because we are room venting, like I said, we have to take this off and kind of rotate it. So these are the 2 screws that hold the vent blower in. Take those out. Just going to pick the blower up. Might have to pull this electrical cord out of the way a little bit. You don't have to move the electrical cord. It just slides up, rotate it 90 degrees. Put it back in the hole. Your 2 screw holes should line up pretty good right there. And now we are room vented. Put the 2 screws back in to hold the vent in place. Snug them down, of course. Put your original blanking plate back in place here. Remember that all this metal in here is going to be sharp, so don't cut yourself. Trust me, I know. Slides under in the front. Don't forget to capture inside the edges there. Then the new one, the other plate will go like so. And you put your 1, 2, 3, 4 screws back in. So you put your 4 screws back in. This holds the top of the blower motor. So you have 2 in the back and 1 on top. Then your blanking plate. That's it. And there's a screw in the bag to put right in here. Now we're room vented and ready to put on the new backing plate on the wall. So here's the wall adapter installed. Now again, this is an LG. The previous one we had was a Whirlpool GE, and it was mounted with the upper brackets, kind of give you to make it level for you, but you have to level this one yourself. I was able to use 2 of the original fasteners from the 2 previous microwaves, I believe. This thing has had probably 3 different microwaves installed. Had to put in a piece of 1/4-inch plywood because there's so many holes in here. And I need to be up here where that hole is just drilled there in the front. One of those holes will work over there, but I had to put a new one in over here. It's just a piece of scrap plywood I had in the yard. What they don't tell you in the instructions is, because of this 3/4 inch, you have to put in some adapter plates in here to take up the space. Otherwise, if you look at this old microwave here, it bends them up pretty good. I'm sure I didn't care when I installed this one. So I've taken 2 pieces of 3/4 inch plywood. Obviously I screwed this one up, and I drilled small hole, a 3/4 inch hole or 7/8 hole in it. Then it has you tape these on there, so I will tape them on. Notice that this one is about 3 inches away from the edge, and this one is like 1 inch. So take that into consideration before you drill your block up, so it sits nice. Of course, no one's going to see it. It's all in your head. I've taped the template to the top up there. I'm sure you can probably tape it to the inside of the cabinet. It'd be just as simple. One of the other things I'm going to do different is I'm going to tape the blocks to the top of the cabinet, because I want to be able to see the bolt as it goes into the nut on the microwave. Finished product. Goal is to add pieces of trim inside here to cover up that look. We had a 36 inch. They don't make them anymore.